Hey guys, welcome. It's Natiluv Tarot, and I would like to say thank you for coming to my channel. I ask kindly for you to like, share, and subscribe around here, okay? Also, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, my information is in the description box below, okay? Next, anything we talk about here is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Everything here is alleged. Remember, energy is fluid. Everybody has free will. Things can change, people, places, and times, okay? Okay. And if you need any type of medical professional help, please seek that. I'm by no means a medical professional. But I'm just going to tell you this right now. Before I tell you what we're going to read on, we're going to be vibing. Yes, you may see me reaching over every so often because I will be drinking my Brew Doctor, my kombucha island mango, and eating my Hers kettle chips. Thank you. So, So y'all don't come for me. Y'all don't leave me alone. I'm gonna eat my food. Well, I know it's not much food, but I'm gonna eat my snack, okay? Okay. So, someone suggested, outside of the celebrity readings, for me to do a 2026 energy intuitive reading. And you know me, I'm here to deliver. I'm here to be down. So I figured we can do a general one right now and maybe halfway into the year touch back on the energies and see what's happening. So we're going to start off with just a quick explanation or synopsis of 2026. So 2026 is the Chinese zodiac year of the horse. Yes, the horse. And then when you kind of like break down 2026, you have to do 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 6. That equals the number 10. 10 is very significant for ending of cycles and completions of cycles. But when you take it a step further and you do 1 plus 0, it equals 1. 1 represents new beginnings, right? A fresh start, almost like the Fool's energy in the sense, right? In tarot. And so 2026, basically, in my opinion, is going to be really significant to life paths number ones. But it'll have benefits for all of the life paths, and there'll be messages for all of the life paths within 2026. But I feel like it representing the 1 will definitely benefit life paths 1. So if you're a life path 1, look up the meaning of your life path and everything and pay attention to the different details of your life path, okay? All right. So when you think about the number 1 talks about different things. Number 1 represents leadership. It represents your popularity. It represents the independence that you have within you. It represents like high energetic energy, right? Just high vibing energy. And so some of the key notes that I just want to put out there is, with it being number 1 being significant for 2026, you have to think about it, compare it. Number 1, life path 1, number 1 is leadership. The horse represents leadership. When you think about the meaning of those two things, you think of, because think about horses. Horses are fast, right? They're witty in their own way. They're strong. They're fast. They can be a little stubborn at times. So 2026 is about tapping into that energy of being a leader, being a boss, high energetic energy. So don't be surprised if more people might start getting into fitness and health and wanting to move more. Don't be surprised if people are starting to go on more trips and being more adventurous. Life path 1 people, higher education might be a thing too. But just in general for 2026, higher education might be a thing. More people might be wanting to go back to school or thinking about it or wanting to get some type of trade or certification for the job market. We're talking about people going after more higher roles. They're wanting promotions. They're wanting higher positions because, again, 1 rules leadership and people want to put themselves in leadership positions. And then you're talking about the energy of just feeling more liberated, freedom. feeling free. So don't be surprised too. A lot of people may start to look for creative ways to open businesses and to create businesses, because right now, with the way the economy is going and everything is happening, people are starting to realize, damn, we can't keep relying on other people. We need our own businesses. Like, we need to be leaders and bosses of our own establishments. So people's mindsets are going to be shifting in 2026 towards that. And people are just going to be more eager for change, because again, one represents like that fool's energy, that new beginning and that liberation. They want change, and they want change now. So I wouldn't be surprised for 2026 if you start seeing people speaking up even more, or speaking out, or there being more chaos and disruptions based upon communication, because people are going towards a more fiery passion with 2026. So I pick up that energy as well. Now, it's funny because one of the cons that I just really see for 2026 is the saying where they say you have more chiefs than Indians. So I just feel like everybody's going to be in this boss mentality, to where they're going to, you know, want to be front, center, and direct. But you're going to have to realize that in 2026, yes, we all want to be leaders and bosses within our rights. However, we also have to know balance, duality. We have to know when to kind of take a step back and let others lead. I'm sorry about that. So yeah, 2026 is going to be quite interesting. You realize, like, for 2025, we saw a lot of karmic things happening, right? And I feel like that's because it was a time of reflection, people reflecting on things, and then truths being exposed, you know. And I feel like that's going to carry over into 2026 as well. So, no, we got to gear up. I also pick up the energy too that a lot of people are going to want to be doing like fear mongering, and Spirit is urging you guys to look past that, to not be afraid, to tap into your spirituality and stay spiritually woke, and to know that you're protected and you're guided. It's like they want you to be fearful. They want you to be, because with fear comes lack of stability, lack of movement, lack of change. And that's where, you know, the devil energy wants you to be. They want you to not be able to make decisions, not be able to move, not be able to establish things. They like chaos. It thrives off chaos, right? So keep that in mind, guys. All right. Let's touch down on the weather for 2026. Weather for 2026. Let me start with the West Coast. Spirit, what about the West Coast weather for 2026? What are we going to be seeing? Okay. All right. It's crazy. All right, so for the West Coast here, I'm picking up a lot of fiery conditions. So I won't be surprised in 2026 if you start hearing about more wildfires again, or just random fires happening within the West Coast area. I'm also picking up too, like, changeable weather. So I feel like within the West Coast, they're going to have weird weather changes like that they're not used to. So it might throw people off some. So prepare for that. Like, it's like, I don't know why I pick up, like, it can get like cold, not like snowing, ice cold, but like cold, like weird, in weird places where they normally don't expect it to be like cold weather. Like, it may get like cooler, like much colder than what they're used to, which will throw them off. And it may be like a continuous thing, almost like the seasons kind of like shifting in odd places. That's different. But I do pick up still like a lot of good weather, but I pick up like fiery energy, like fiery conditions. Like it's giving me like wildfires. It's giving me like extreme heat advisories at times too. Like, I don't know, like it could be a lot worse than what it is normally. Very interesting. I pick up earthquakes. I don't know why I picked that up. I do pick up earthquakes, but I do also pick up moderate rain in the West Coast. So I don't know, I pick up like more, I'm picking up more like extreme heat advisories over there, and like weird changeable weather, like things out the norm that they're just not really used to, like that just randomly happening during times of the year that it's not usually, not that they're usually not accustomed to, is what I pick up. Let's see about North. What about North, Spirit? The North, I'm not really picking up too much with the North, like the Northern Hemisphere parts. Like I'm picking up more so clearer weather. I'm picking up windy conditions. I feel like they'll deal with a lot of windy conditions. So in that in itself lets me know that there could be potential like hurricanes, tornadoes that may take place. So that might be a thing with happening up north. You might be hearing about more tornadoes, twisters, hurricanes taking place. But for the most part, outside of that, I do pick up more clearer weather. I don't pick up anything too crazy. And they may deal with like more heavier rains than normal too. Well, what's happening on the East Coast was have mercy. I live in the East Coast and I'm just like, ugh. East Coast weather energy, Spirit. I'm picking up a lot of weather changes in the East Coast. Like we'll have some good days, of course, but a lot of major changes taking place, like weird things. A lot of water related issues. So floodings might be a major thing happening in the East Coast in 2026. Like we dealt with a lot of floodings throughout the US now, but I feel like for the East Coast, it's going to be more of a thing. Like it's going to increase on the East Coast. So guys, if you live on the East Coast and you live around a lot of water and stuff like that, just take heed. Make sure you have like a strategy plan in case something happens. Make sure you're protecting your homes the right way to keep from like water damage and all that stuff. Like don't wait till something happens to then learn your lesson. Let this be the lesson right now with me telling you guys, like prep for that. Make sure everything is in order. Again, you don't have to live your life in fear, but you should always have readiness taking place in your home. And hurricanes and earthquakes. So definitely more hurricanes and earthquakes. I don't pick it up like back to back though, but I do pick up sporadically here and there. There's going to be hurricanes and earthquakes, more so water related issues though, is what I'm picking up. So, and then major changes with the weather as far as, again, changeable weather. I feel like the seasons are kind of like shifting too in the East Coast. So like times where it's really not that cold, it might be colder. Times when it's like extremely hot, it may not be as hot as it normally would be. Like weird changes are going to start taking place, guys. Let's see about the South. The South. Here's the South. Okay. The South is the same thing. I'm picking up more so like them dealing with like air related issues. So like I guess you can say like twisters and things like stuff like that, like air related stuff. I do pick that they'll have moderate conditions when it comes to weather and a lot of water related situations as well. So on the South too, I would say just pay attention to like flooding, pay attention to anything that involves like a lot of like air related issues. For sure. That's what I would definitely tell them to do. And for some reason too, I pick up like, I don't know, in the South in certain parts, some of these places are going to be getting wintry type weather or like snow, and they're not used to that. So guys, I'm telling you this now, you might hear about like places that are not used to snow having snow and like freezing temperatures, which is very weird for the South. Okay. So that's what I'm picking up like weather wise for the, you know, the North, the South, the West, and the East. So I picked up a lot of weather changes out of the norm. This is weird because I also pick up a lot of people trying to jump ship, meaning like a lot of people are wanting to relocate in 2026 from places that they're used to because things are changing drastically. Yeah. Our economy. Okay. The King of Wands and the Eight of Wands and the Four of Cups came out. So I'm telling you right now, with our economy, a lot of Americans are going to be very upset. Because the King of Wands to me represents someone in dictatorship, someone in leadership, someone who can be arrogant, can be nasty, and overly confident at times when it's in its unhealed phase. And I'm picking up that energy that this person is going to be having a lot of communication and actions towards us Americans, and it's going to leave a lot of us disappointed and upset. But the only thing in Spirit is saying that even though this person is calling the shots and doing a lot of things that we don't agree with, we're being called to stand up and to rise and to fight for a cause. That's one. Two, to be smarter with our assets, to be smarter with our money, to be smarter with our businesses. Spirit is saying we have to be more creative and innovative in 2026 with making money, with saving money, and with like cultivating. That's what they're telling me. I will say this though, this leader of ours, they're gonna start regretting some stuff, because I feel like our leader is making a lot of decisions that is a bit like, it's a bit drastic, over the top, right? And they're gonna realize that behind the scenes, but they're not going to right their wrongs because they don't want to look crazy or look like they don't have control and doesn't want to admit to wrongdoings. So they're going to continue on with the nonsense. But Spirit is telling me that we do have a new beginning coming. A new beginning coming. What do you mean by that? What is a new beginning? Now, I don't know if this is going to be a good new beginning. What is this new beginning? It's a new beginning. All right, guys, this is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Everything here is alleged. I don't know why they're saying new beginning, because something could happen to our leader. But I don't know if these new beginnings is going to be positive though. Because whatever takes place is going to leave us all stunned and shocked and then questioning, is what I'm picking up. And it's going to make all of us want to just move away from the BS. Oh, gosh. I'm not ready for this in 2026. What's going on? Yeah, they're telling us to hold on to our monies in 2026 and to save more and to learn to be a little bit more frugal. It's going to benefit a lot of people. So, guys, don't start doing the unnecessary spending. Don't start taking over the top trips that you can't afford. Like, you have to live within your means, but even though you have your within your means, slightly take it down a notch within your means to help conserve your money. Yeah, I'm being told like a lot of families are going to start doing like the community policy. Like, they're going to start moving in together. They're going to start trying to put businesses together. They're going to start trying to put resources together. They're going to start trying to do agriculture together. And Spirit is saying that is the smarter way, because I'm picking up prices in like the supermarkets and stuff rising more. And I'm also picking up like limitation on stuff. Like, I feel like we're going to get to a point where stuff is going to start getting real expensive, or people are going to start buying out stuff and it's going to be harder and harder to get it. So Spirit is saying to try to stock up on your stuff and try to grow your own things. Like, there's just certain things you don't have to run to the farmer's market or the supermarket for, that you can actually grow in your backyard and have complete control over, is what I'm picking up. I'm also getting the download that employment is going to decrease. It's going to increase for quite a bit of time, and then it may slowly increase. But also, a lot of the jobs that are going to be put out there are going to be jobs that a lot of people don't want to do. And even if you do want to do it and you put in your resume for it, a lot of these jobs are just putting out ghost positions. They're not really looking for people or hiring. That's why Spirit is saying that this year is going to be about innovation and creativity, with trying to find ways and means to make more money, but also higher education, putting yourself like in certification programs, or, you know, trainings and things of that nature, to kind of put you up there above the list with credentials, because it's going to get a little harder with the job market. So right now, I don't suggest anyone like leaving their jobs or jumping ship prematurely unless you have an actual solid offer going towards you. They're also saying to pay attention to, you know, like the type of jobs that you're wanting to work, because certain jobs can become obsolete again, especially with the whole AI thing. And there may not necessarily be a need for you. So you want to start looking into the job markets where there's a little bit more longevity. Specifically, they're saying like healthcare is one of those places where, you know, they typically stay open all year round, even during disasters. Healthcare is always still operating. Certain things in the educational field, they're saying stays, like regardless, but not all positions though. So you have to be smart with choosing with that. They're also saying like certain like services and procedures where you can get certifications and work from out your home or your own personal space. So like, you know how people be doing teeth whitening from home and certain, you know, beauty maintenance and stuff that are legal that you can do on your own. They're saying those type of things too, because eventually stuff are going to start getting even more expensive, because material may not be readily available like that. So people are going to be looking for cheaper means. So that might open up like an avenue or a market for you to provide your services at a cheaper rate, to then bring in more clients, to then be able to make the money. However, I do feel like the government will eventually try to crack down on that. So right now, I'm already picking up that a lot of weather changes within the different coasts. And then we're looking at jobs not being so readily available in 2026, and it being a little bit harder with side hustles, like you having to be really, really smart with your side hustles and what you choose to do, because people are not going to be really willing to spend the money like that unless it's certain services. What about the spiritual community? Okay guys, so as far as the spiritual community goes, I feel like a lot of spiritualists are going to be going back into hiding. You know how like everybody's so spiritually woke nowadays and so accepting of spirituality and everything that's going on? I feel like in 2026 people are going to try to shame the spiritual community again and try to be funny acting, especially with the Three of Swords card here. So I'm picking up that when it comes to the spiritual community, you guys are going to have to be a little bit more creative with your services and how you're putting your services out and who you're servicing, because There's a lot of people that are going to start getting put to shame and start walking away from everything. However, I do feel like there is an avenue with opportunities for spirituality, but it's just not going to be as open as it has been the past like year or two. And it's going to be a lot of like competition in the field is what I'm hearing, because everybody and their mother is walking into spirituality and being spiritually woke, and everybody's trying to have a business and do this and do that. So it's going to get like a little chaotic with the spiritual aspect. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be jumping ship from spirituality. They're going to be moving away from being spiritual and going more towards the church again. All right. So you know what that means. Those be the people that will talk you down about the Bible and what they believe in and try to discredit what you believe in. And I'm just telling the spiritual community, don't listen to them shenanigans. Practice whatever you practice. Do it in a peaceful state, and just go towards people that support you and vibe with you. And those who are naysayers or have an issue with whatever, you just stay far away from them. Like, this is you moving away from those type of people and going towards calmer waters. You don't need to deal with the critics, the naysayers, the Debbie Downers, the low vibrational toxic energies, because what I'm picking up is that's what's going to happen right now. But then later on it's going to switch again, and these are going to be the same people trying to jump back on the bandwagon and all this extraness, and we don't have time for that. Like, spirituality is a lifestyle. It's not a trend. You don't jump on it and then jump off it when you feel like it at all. What about traveling? I pick up that traveling is going to be somewhat peaceful for now. But then as we get into 2026, I see some type of hardship with traveling. Like, certain places you're going to have the green light that you can go to and not have an issue. But then other places, it's going to be real hard. Because something about, I guess, like the travel bans. And then the criteria being even more stricter for you to travel to these places. Guys, just be kind of careful too. Like, when you travel to certain places, be mindful about like when you need to come back. Like, is it going to be easy to come back too? Because what a lot of people, what I'm picking up in 2026 too, is that some people will travel to places and then it'll be like smooth sailing maybe at the beginning, but then when it's time to come back home, there's like a whole issue with them being able to leave whatever country they're in to come back into the US. Like, there's drama. I'm picking that up heavy in 2026. Oh gosh. Yeah. You guys have to start paying attention to the details, especially when it comes to traveling. Start watching the news and seeing like what countries are they banning and what countries are around what surrounding countries are around these places that they're banning, because you might have issues with those countries too. Like, it's gonna get it's gonna get messy when it comes to the traveling, guys. So just be mindful of traveling. So to be really honest with you, I'm about to close out this reading. Like, I don't like to really get too much into politics and stuff because it gets real messy, but I'm just going to tell you this right now. Our government is not getting better. It's going to get worse. That's one. Two, I feel like inflation on stuff is going to get worse. Traveling is going to get worse. It's not going to be that great. Also, a lot of weather changes. I already broke down by the coast, like how those weather changes will take place. But most importantly, I feel like right now in 2026, a lot of people are going to want to be bosses and be leaders. And a lot of people are not going to be willing to work with the next person. If you get what I'm saying, like that collaborative effort that should be there's going to be a problem with that. So right now I'm urging you guys for 2026 energetically to start staying prayed up, cleanse your home, cleanse your spaces. You know what I'm saying? Keep yourself well protected at all times. Do not jump on the bandwagon with the whole fear mongering. Do not listen to the fearful things they're trying to put in your head and in your ear, because you can't live your life in fear. That's just going to conjure up negative energy. And you guys just have to know when to kind of step back and actually be an Indian and not a chief. When it's your time, it's your time. And when it's not, it's not. So those are the main things that I'm seeing for 2026. But definitely 2026 picks up a year of people wanting to be more active though. So I do pick up like health trends and fabs happening again in 2026 and getting a little popularized all over again. I'm also picking up, you know how there's Lululemon and Alu? I feel like Lululemon at some point is going to fall off in 2026. Like the company's not going to be wiped out, but something may happen with them and people are going to start flocking over more to Aloe. For some reason, I'm picking up like something, and it's something with like, I don't know if it was like discrimination or something being said. I feel like it's going to happen and it's going to turn communities of people off. Yes. And guys, I'm picking up too, like the trend of being more natural is going to start coming back in for 2026 as well. Like, of course, you'll have guys that likes the curvaceous women, the BBLs and boobs and all of that. Of course, you'll always have people with their preference. But I feel like a sense of naturalness and more authenticness to your body and a more tapered down look, it's going to start making its way back, almost like the reserved, conservative, yet sophisticated, elegant, and sexy at the same time type of style is going to also start to come back in the fashion industry and a lot of like haute couture and stuff like that, guys. So thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a reading with me, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and my information in the description box below. Bye, babies.